So guys, I've just had a quick look at Arbisource, and look, I don't normally do any product reviews, but this a new software, it looked good, so I thought I'll just go through what my experience in using Arbisource has been over the last few days, and I'll try and go through various um, scans that Arbisource offers. So I'm just going to see whether I can log out first. So it's a simple, easy to, I am in no way affiliated to Arbisource in any way. This is my personal experience. So we can have a look at it and decide whether this new arbitrage software is going to be useful for you. So the first screen seems to be quite simple and user-friendly. So this is my login, and just going to log in and takes you to the dashboard. Again, the dashboard is fairly straightforward. Gives you the dashboard. There's an help section, there's an account section, which again, I'm just going to have quickly look at it. So there are various filter settings we can adjust. I've just kept the filter settings for profit of £1.50, ROI 25%, BSR to be 0 to 3%. There are some additional filter settings like exclude when Amazon on the listing, exclude when Amazon don't share buy box. So you can add the filters as you go along. There are IP issue setting as well. You can just click the save settings over there, and that's as simple as that. There's a deal score setting, which I personally haven't had a chance to look at properly, but basically the idea is you can set different points based on your deals. So basically there's a deal score setting already default in Arbisource. I'm not going to play with it, but maybe in later videos I'll be able to have a look at it and tell you how the deal score settings work. So I'm just saving the settings, the setting gets saved. So they're basically going into the scan side of things. There are 5 different versions of scan. So the first one is a store scan, which is quite simple as, sorry, going into the store scan, clicking on the store. At the moment, up to 20 categories can be scanned at one point. So there are some stores where they'll have more than 20 categories. So there's 22 categories, and if we try to start the scan, it will say, look, you can only scan up to 20 categories. So that's for Argos. So you can unclick the categories and then start the scan, and it just does the scan what it does on the tip. So the next one is a category scan. So basically what Arbisource have done is that they've mapped all the categories in Amazon, and you can do a category scan based on the categories. Wholesale scan is self-explanatory. So if you get a wholesale supply list from any supplier, you can choose the file, enter the name of the wholesaler, and it does the scan. So custom scan is one important addition that Arbisource have created. So if people are used to using tactical arbitrage, you would remember the use of XPaths. So we have created a few XPaths ourselves, and basically what it does is it just gives you a custom scan. So if I just click on one of the supplier, which is Beauty Flash, select and start the scan, voila, it starts the scan, and let's see what the result shows, but we'll come back to that in a second. The next addition that Arbisource have created is reverse searching. So reverse searching is basically if we have an ASIN that you want to source. So I'm just going to click on one ASIN which I've opened up. just reverse searches that ASIN. One of the things that I've noticed that once you do the search, you have to close the screen and then go back again, which seems to be a bit of an issue, but look, that's one way of doing it. Next is the bulk reverse search option, which is a quite handy tool that Arbisource offers. So basically, you need to have a list of ASINs. The way to get ASINs is with the help of different tools that are available in the market. Selleramp, ASIN Fetcher. There are loads of tools that will able to get the CSV file of your competitors, and you can upload the ASIN list. For this, you need to have comma delimited. So basically, if we click upload the ASIN list and at the documents, I'm just going to click on a comma delimited value. So if we need further videos on how to create a comma delimited Excel sheet, do let us know. We will let you know how to create one, but I'm just going to, for this example, trying to open a seller ASIN that I've copied in the past. It gives you all the ASIN numbers and start the scan. So if you remember our custom scan that we had done, this identified 131 store products, 68 matching Amazon products, and there are 7 profitable results. So I'm just going to wait for the scan results to be complete, and then we'll have a look at it. So Arbisource basically goes through the whole store products, looks at the items, and then comes back with profitable results. So how an actual scan will look like, I'm just going to quickly show you how a scan would look like. So basically, the same settings that you have identified. So on 365 games, it has identified 2 products out of the 89 results. If you want to see the 89 results, you just have to adjust your settings again, and it will show you all the results. So one of the handy things they have done is they've given you the deal score of 7 out of 10, and also based on our criteria. So let's look at the first product. So it's pretty self-explanatory if we guys are using arbitrage softwares. So 365 games, it opens the link. So this seems to be a PS4 game. This seems to be in stock. $22.99. The same product in Amazon. Seems like it's got decent reviews. So there's quite a lot of open box products. So personally, I wouldn't source this. And there are no major FBA sellers at a lower price, but there is one FBA seller at $59.99. So if you look at it, there's £19 profit at 87.59% ROI. I'm not sure what this game is all about, but I do a bit of research on the game as such, and my gut feeling would be if we decrease the sell price a bit, you might be able to improve the BSR rankings and get the product sold through. One of the other things it's quite handy is you can adjust your sell-through price to your nearest FBM seller. So I'm just going to give a price of $14.99, which is still going to be a healthy ROI of 30% and a profit of £6.78, which seems to be quite good. It also gives you some basic keeper chart. So it's over the last 90 days, it's got four drops. So that means that there's at least 4 sales a day. If you want to add it to the sourcing list, you click add to sourcing list, and the product will be added to the sourcing list. So one of the things I would like to do is that the product is now in the sourcing list. So look at the sourcing list as such. One of the issues that I've noticed is that the stuff that you've added to the sourcing list seems to be at random areas. So you just have to click on most recent and see whether you can see it. Okay, so you can see that it's there. And you can decide whether this is a replenishable item. Video games tend to be depending on how popular they are, you can replenish them for a few months while it's still popular. For really hit ones, you could their customer long-term value probably would be about 8 to 9 months, unless you're looking at things like FIFA and other famous video games. So I'm just going to go back onto the scans again. So one of the things is that there's you have to go back onto the scans and identify the scan that we have done. Click on the results. There's no easy way of coming back to the scan result from the previous screen. So this one seems to be a reasonably fast moving item. There's 69 BSR drops. Amazon has been on the listing, so Amazon has been out of stock over the last couple of weeks. So if you want a quick sell, you might be able to get a few in and get some money out of it. So the same process. So there's DVD Bay seems to be opening, giving the seems to have the buy box. Seems to be an open box item. Things. No, it seems like it's a new item. Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be many FBA sellers, but there are some FBA sellers offering it at a higher price. But the FBM sellers seems to be DVD UK seems to be, that's the new item. So I would probably try and stay away from this product because purely the DVD base seems to be offering a reasonably fast delivery, but you can try a few products in FBA and see whether you'd be able to get some sales as such because of the price difference. Okay, so that's how easy it is to identify items. One of the good things that they have done is they an option of looking at other Amazon results. So if I click on the same, it gives you similar products. So that's the PS4 version and a different listing. So you might be able to look at that and see whether the rank rating of the same. So that seems to be 25,000. So it seems to be slightly higher in PC and video games. Let's see what the price is. So it's an open box. So there's mostly open box items. So you might be able to get added into this listing, adjusting the price and see whether that's going to be a healthy option. Again, I'm not sure how popular this game is, so you need to do your research as such. So that's a handy option of getting other Amazon results. You can copy the item to the clipboard if the item is different. In Amazon, you can report a mismatch, and apparently if three or more people report the mismatch, it will be automatically removed from further search results. And you can remove the item from your search result as well. The other handy option is to the sold on eBay option. So the sold on eBay option looks at whether the same item is sold on eBay. So seems to be the selling price seems to be about 20 odd pounds. And we can get the Xbox One at 12.39 in eBay. So if anybody interested in eBay flipping, you could look at the Xbox One item of the current of that product as well. What else is there? So help. So it's just got a decent help option, which basically explains what the different scans are, and most of it is pretty self-explanatory. How do deal scores work? So you can adjust the deal scores based on your parameters. One of the additions that they have brought in is the wall scan. So the way I understood this is that Arbisource itself does the scan on regular intervals and gives you instant results. So if you want to look at the same store, so you can see that there's a few more items that has brought it up on based on our criteria. So that's a whole scan. So instantly there are a few more items that I could look into. So it's a quite handy option. From what I could understand, you could do a whole scan based on your Amazon categories or the stores. So the current store support at the time of buying, it was 117. But I've been told that's gone up to 120. So there are more and more results being added, stores being added on a regular basis. As one of the other handy options that they have done is about the store cache option. So store cache is basically if you want to cache the stores every couple of hours, it will update the stores every couple of hours. And if you want to update the Amazon to none, then it will update on a regular basis. But the lesser the time frame is, the more time for the options to work. So I'm just going to keep it at 12 hours and 1 day, which is the standard setting. One of the other things that I would like to show you is the integration with Seller Amp. So if you have got people who are used to using SellerAmp, there's a one-click integration to SellerAmp. It's quite handy, especially if you want to look at the pricing. From my understanding, this figures up here is similar to the figures up in SellerAmp. So let's check that as well by opening up SellerAmp along the side of the screen. So it's 18.99, 37.99, profit is 7.66 and 40.28. So it's pretty similar figures. So you can do your SellerAmp analysis and then do your usual stuff that you could do with SellerAmp. As such, you could, if we don't adjust it in the setting, the standard fees that you're going to see up here is not VAT registered. So if people have been used to SellerAmp, you would know we can turn the toggle off or turn the drop down to not registered, and it just gives you a slightly higher profit. Gives up the ROI to be 48% and profit to be 9.18. So I can show you where the VAT registration and all those things are in the user settings. So we could change that to not registered or no VAT and fees. What I would have ideally liked to have done is the same way as Celeram does, to toggle the option in the results page as well, where you can change them to non-VAT registered, because it's very difficult to identify which products are VAT registered and which products are non-VAT registered, if you, especially if you're a new seller, unless you have got a detailed awareness of that. So that's my quick review of Arbisource. I mean, it seems to be a newbie software, but definitely seems to have good potential, and the developer seems to have done quite a lot of thinking behind it. And from Facebook groups, I can see that he has had detailed discussions with developers of Celeram and SDK. There seems to be an integration to SDK as well, where there's an API key, which you can contact SDK and get the API key, and it should register. We don't use SDK. We do have our internal software ourselves, so I cannot comment on how good SDK is as such, but from Facebook groups and the people who have been using SDK, the reviews have been quite positive. So there is a sign up button for SDK. So if we click on that, it takes you to the SDK login. That's my review of Arbisource. It seems to have quite a good potential, and speaking to the developer who's built the product, there seems to be more stores added in. At the moment, it's only for UK sellers doing the arbitrage model, but I've been told that there's going to be more stores added, and the US market is going to be added in within the next 6 months or so. So it seems to be doing quite a lot of things that tactical arbitrage has been offering at a fraction of the price. And seems like the variety of options that it gives you seems to be quite good. I certainly would be interested in playing with the reverse search and the custom scan. We will be adding more products and more websites into the custom scan using the API method. So people who are not aware of expats, it's pretty handy tool to snipe websites that are not included in the routine store scan. If you need any help with expats, do let us know. Believe that the developer of Arbisource also is planning to give some tutorials about expat and how it's done for people who know how expats work. It's quite handy and quite quick to get new websites. Sadly, it doesn't apply for all the websites. Certain websites have limitations, but quite a lot of OA websites can be sniped through expat model. I hope you find the review to be useful. Look, I haven't done a review for any products, but I just thought I just had a bit of time handy and thought that I should have a quick review of Arbisource. And overall, it seems to have a decent kit and quite good potential. I certainly would be asking my team to have a detailed review of it and play with the software. And if you need any updates or if you think that the video is useful, please like us. That's all I need to say. And I'm just going to stop. my share and pause my recording.